Hello, hello. Welcome one and all, ladies, gentlemen, beautiful people, everybody else. Welcome to the reading room. And you're joining me, Mark Reid, for yet another segment. As long as I feel the gumption to, as long as I feel love for AIMBOT. Yes, AIMBOT. Mania, if you know who they are, they're giving me a lot of grief about how I come up with cool names. I don't know where that came from. I have no idea. Don't ask me. I like it, and I think that's all that's important. That's all that's important. Have you ever had to log into something and you're thinking, I can't think of a username, and sat there for like 10 hours trying to think of a username? You ever done that? Like, oh, but I don't want to use, Mark 85932. I want to come up with something cool. And so you sit there for like 10 hours trying to think of a good name. And then you go, fine, I'll just use Mark 8524. That's fine. All right. Now imagine doing that with a YouTube segment where you have to put it on. So speaking of names, and I want to run something by you too. I'm thinking of changing the reading room. I know, shock, horror, dismay, confusion. I know that you might be dealing with all of these feelings and more. I'm thinking about it and try to keep a firm grasp on reality while I go through. So here's the reason: the reading room sounds like an open room, and I'm very aware of that. Like I think I've had a few theists come in and sort of go, "Hey, when's the open room?" And like I know it's called the reading room, but it's not an open room. So I was thinking of changing reading room to an open room and have some some people can rumble me, basically. I do these read royal room rumbles and go into rooms and stuff. I want to be able to have people rumble me. So I've been thinking about doing that. And I've been talking with Hive Science, who is amazing, Bree. And she's wonderful. And so she came up with read between the lines. We came up with I liked read only, because it's me solo, little bit of punnage there for you. I was thinking of doing Reader's Digest. I don't know. It's just to me, reading room. The more I think about it, and the more people that come in and go, "When's the open mic?" It really does feel like an open room name, and I would have much preferred it being a open room name. So I've been thinking of changing it. I've been doing okay, actually. This week's been last week was pretty terrible. I just didn't feel very good at all. You know what? I think I spent too much time in like theist rooms kind of thing. It kind of weighs on you after all. People being that, the douchebaggery is palatable sometimes, and I'm not gonna sort of implicate anybody, but sometimes you just got to go, man, why can't you treat people nicely? Like, why can't you? Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to be a bigger asshole. So yeah, last week was sort of pretty average for me, but this week I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, actually. I'm trying to get some more debates lined up. Oz's Tangang, who I love, Tangang with Jenna and Pat and Dr. Josh, fantastic. They're doing sort of a debate thing, which is right up my alley. Whichever alley you happen to choose, it's right up there. So yeah, I want to get on the Tangang Ultimate Debate Championships and rumble in there. Nanalu, how are you? So good to see you, Nanalu. I'm your biggest fan, Nanalu. Big Bad Mama, it's great to see you. Been doing fantastic videos. They rock, and I love them so much. Mark Reid and Mama Wrenches and Nanalu. Wait, have I got the wrenches all wrong? Have I mucked up again? Is somebody telling me I've stuffed up? Look, but hi, Buster. It's good to see you. It really is. But what I've done, because I keep getting hassled by standing for truth on, debating. So I sent back something saying, hey, Tangang's opening up a debate stage and they're low on theists. So debate me on evolution on Tangang. What do you reckon, gang? A Tangang evolution versus standing for truth versus Mark Reid. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I have not heard back from him. So if you do see standing for truth, don't hassle him, don't pester him too much. Maybe just say, hey, heard Mark Reid challenged you to an evolution debate on Tang. You gonna do that, Donny? It'd be really cool if you did that. It's what the people want to see. And by people, I mean me. That's what I'm really talking about. Yes, the people, me, want to see that. So I'd love to do that. I love it when Donny pulls out a paper, Standing for Truth pulls out his paper, and I can speed read it and go, yeah, that says exactly the opposite that you say it does, and here's why, and then point out the pieces that are the exact opposite of what he says. So please, I really want this debate, and but I got to caution, because I know some of you are deviants and degenerates. Do not hassle him. All right, just if you ask the question, that's fine. Don't pester him. Don't hassle him, because we don't do that here. We are illuminated people. We are enlightened, presumably. We are enlightened people that don't go and hassle people for having different views. Are we all under? Yes, thank you. Well, I know he says terribles. It made me a little guilty, because I'm like, man, I mean, I'm not trying to make him, some people call him standing for lies and stuff, and I don't know. I feel a little guilty, but he hassles me all the time behind my back as well. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do that. I think that's about the nastiest I get, to be honest with you. But we're here for another AIMBOT. Am I morally bankrupt or them? Yes, some consensual judging, some state-sponsored judging of people that want to be judged. I love it. Let's judge some people. Oh, hey Zach, good to see you. Glad you could join us. It's gonna be a good show, I think. You know what? I'm still nervous doing these shows. I see professional streamers, like streamers that stream all the time, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, just do it, kind of thing. I'm always amazed at sort of, because I'm still going into debates going, okay, I've got a debate. It's all serious. It's still a nerve-wracking experience, because I do get social anxiety, so there's a bit of that playing into it, right? So there's a bit of, hey, tons of people are watching me, kind of thing. Yeah. You know what? It's people like Tom Jump, for instance. He's done like 900 debates. He's actually bored in there. You know what I mean? Like, that's just... It's just amazing to me that he's actually just bored as hell, like talking to these people instead of nervous like me. But once my mind is in the arguments, like once my mind goes, okay, logic and reasoning and thing, I just switch off that. But I must admit, I'm usually pretty nervous going in. Now, I haven't seen any of these, as you well know. We're going to be going through. We're going to be having a look at these situations. We're going to be judging who is in the wrong, who is in the right, whether it's the poster that is a bad person, whether it is the people they're talking about, bad people, and we're going to vote on whether who's wrong and who's right. It should be see some situations that, I mean, last week's were weird. They're usually weird. I don't think that you go on the am I the arsehole thing of Reddit if you just have a normal situation, right? When you're going on there, it's going to be something a bit strange, like just a bit strange. I don't think you're going to go on there and go, oh, you know what? My wife took my last thing of peanut butter and I had to go out and buy some more. It's always like, oh, my wife was pregnant and has 2 dogs, and the dogs, knocked over the peanut butter, and I got mad with my wife for not tying them up. Like it's just the situations are kind of okay. I mean, maybe we'll get some normal ones. Maybe we'll get some normal ones. Never seem nervous. Yeah, no, I do admit, like, so how do you deal with having to do something that makes you nervous or you don't want to do? So my background was in I worked for telecommunications companies. I worked in complaints. I worked doing tech support. I worked, and I think the key to me being nervous, and this just works for me, it may not for you. Like if you've got to call a customer and they've just had an awful experience and their internet's out and it's going to be out for the next week kind of thing, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you don't want to make that call. I don't know. I kind of switch my brain off and just pick up the phone and like there's a certain way of coping with that stuff by just not thinking about it, like turning your brain off. And once you're in it, there's not much you can do. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, how do you switch that part of your head off that is catastrophizing? Right? We all do it. We all like, oh, if I do this, it's going to be a catastrophe, and it never is, kind of thing. Look, Big Bad Mama, you're forming strong opinion. You were born with strong opinions, Big Bad Mama, and you know it. You know it. Well, what have we got here? Such ad 5600. First one of the day. Am I the asshole for not letting my sister's boyfriend use hot sauce? Well, at a glance, yes. What's wrong with hot sauce? What's wrong? Have I missed something about hot sauce? Is your sister's? No, it's your sister's boyfriend. I was about to say, is she pregnant? Is your sister pregnant? Every Sunday, my family rotates who makes dinner. One day it's my wife and I. The next time is my sister and her boyfriend, and the next my mum and dad. That's nice. And finally, my grandmother. That's actually really cool. I think that cooking for people is really awesome. I actually enjoy cooking for people. I love cooking for my wife. I'm probably a better cook than my wife. She probably does other stuff, but I probably cook better, and she'll admit that herself. But this whole idea that it's women that cook. If you're a guy, learn how to cook. Definitely. Just simple stuff. Simple doesn't have to be fancy. Just simple stuff. I think that sharing food is one of the real good things in life. With our busy lives, this day is important to us because besides holidays, we wouldn't be able to meet up, chat, or eat without it. Yeah, busy life. If we can share food, go for it. Italian family, yep, love sharing food. But in Canada, I take my food very seriously. Well, that's fine. Not everybody does, but you can, especially Italian food, and double especially because my nonna is eating with us. Okay, well, I mean, I don't see how that's got to do with anything. I spent all day preparing dinner. When we sat down to eat, my sister's boyfriend is humming and hawing, saying my meal is missing something. He says he needs hot sauce and starts walking to the fridge. Okay. All I have is Frank's and sriracha. I like hot sauce too, but I don't dare mix cuisines like that. Why do you care? Unless this story changes to him tying you up and making you like shoving it down your throat, I don't see the problem. What? You're vicariously tasting hot sauce through somebody putting on it? What are you talking about? So I stopped him, saying I'd appreciate it if he enjoyed the meal as is. What? Is this something people do? Like they cook a meal, give it to you, you put like a sauce on it, and they go, how dare you? How dare you insult my cooking like that? He said it's no big deal. He's right. He's 100%. It is no big deal. Why are you making a big deal out of this? And in a way, it isn't. No, in every way, it isn't. But in also many ways, it is. No, it's not. Stop it. I told him at the very least I have some Calabrian chili oil he can use or dried chili flakes. then it would at least be still Italian. It's not racist to use sriracha on Italian food. What are you talking about? He insists on sriracha, and I declined him. What is he, a credit card? He escalated it, oh no, and said he was going to the sauce store to buy his own bottle and return if that's the case. And I said, by all means. Oh no. That's, you know what, I can, he shouldn't have to go to the store to buy his own. What is going on here? I can say, like, your sister's boyfriend is actually being really patient with you by going, well, I'll just go to the store and buy my own sauce then. That's not escalating it. That's him putting up with your bullshit. That is what that is. That is him being very gracious under the circumstances. He left. We finished dinner and called an early night. Everyone is putting on their coat and shoes as he returns, and he's pissed. So you just finished the meal and yeah, okay. Was I the arsehole? Yes. My sister is on my side if it matters. I don't care. She's on the wrong side. But this has been a fight all day yesterday between them because he wants my sister on his side, not mine. No, he wants his sister on his side because he's right. No one gives a shit if you put sriracha on Italian. Wow, this guy's actually making me swear. They've been dating only 3 months. What does that have to do with anything? If it matters, I made carbonara, bruschetta, and then for mains, which he didn't get to yet. Did that mean get or get to yet? Probably get to yet. Get to yet. Get to yet. Was a seafood platter and red sauce. I don't see how what it is matters. Look, if I bake garlic bread and you want to put hot sauce on it, have at it. Like, have at it. Go for it. Put the whole bottle on there. If I make a roast and you want to put wasabi mayonnaise on your portion, have at it. Go for it. If I have it in the cupboard, it's yours. You don't have to go out and buy it. If I don't have it, maybe you do. Wouldn't recommend. Look, if you want to put hot turds on your section, I might have a problem then, just because it might smell bad. But, you know, apart from that, you can put whatever you damn well please on it. Like, come on, let's be reasonable here. I don't. Like, you may think, hey, you've got no taste and no class because you put, I don't know, pineapple on pizza or something. But I'm not going to stop anybody from doing it or actively try to stop people. That's weird. That's weird. So much for my maybe these situations will be normal. Well, you know what? This situation is normal. It's just an abnormal reaction. All right, this is weird. I love it. This is weird. It's like cooking a steak well as requested. Yeah, it's like somebody saying, hey, how dare you eat your steak raw or rare? You know, like it should be this thing. Or how dare you have your steak well done? I agree, Buster. It's sort of, so what? So what? I mean, I joke about people putting pineapple on pizza, but it's a joke. This guy's serious. What's wrong with your life that you can't allow people to have hot sauce on their meal? Are you okay? Are you okay, Suchad 5600? Were you raised this way? What's going on? Maybe he was raised this way. Like, I mean, what I'd like to know, excuse me, what I'd like to know is whether his grandmother is offended or not, because obviously she's like of Italian heritage, and you know, whatever his parents saying, I can't imagine they're saying, hey, yeah, it's a travesty. What a weird guy. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. They're starting a fight over it as well. You know, and I don't know. To be honest with you, what what is the girlfriend doing? Like, seriously, I don't understand why she's just going, hey, yeah, no, he wants hot sauce. What an asshole. You know what? Next time he cooks, put, I don't know, something really weird on yours. Put barbecue sauce when he cooks for you. You know, he cooks Chinese and you put barbecue sauce on it. You know, that's the way to get revenge on him if you want to. But you know, he probably will just go, hey, that's weird, but go for it. You know, the sensitivity of this man. Yes, OP had a weird controlling reaction, but the boyfriend didn't just ask for hot sauce, saying this meal is missing something. It's an incredibly extraordinary rude comment to make. No, it isn't. It would probably make me cry. Listen, corn cob boy. It isn't. It's just, hey, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah, I think this meal is missing something. For my taste, I'll just add some hot sauce. Yeah, he's not pouring on everybody else's. I don't dare mix cuisine. Look, I like cooking. I like steak. I like you know, I like, yeah, I like food, but I'm not this protective of my cooking. If you think it needs whatever, put whatever on it. Nanalu says, I used to bug a friend putting ketchup on rice, but that's how. Yeah, exactly, Nanalu. I don't. I have a friend who puts hot sauce on everything. Yeah, my sister dips her fries in freaking milkshake. Look, I've known people that do that. It's fine. It's fine. Does anyone else do that? Like dip their fries in milkshake? What do you like on your fries? I must admit, aioli, like garlic aioli, is pretty damn good. I gotta say. Oh, 16-year veteran of the hospitality unit, Cuzzy B. Cackling is going to call you out. Multiple Michelin. Look, he's dropped the Michelin stars on you, sir. If asked you for salt, you give it to them. They request hot sauce, we make our own in-house and offer it well. The arrogance and lack of gracious hospitality you've shown is mind-blowing. Look, you've got Gordon Ramsay over here calling your ass out. Yeah, that's where you know you've screwed up. Gordon Ramsay is about to come over there and shove the hot sauce up your ass. Is this something in the US or something? I'd imagine. Oh, hello, Pat. How you doing? Like, I mean, over hot sauce. Is this an Italian thing? Has anyone got an Italian sort of background here? Do they know if Italian people get very protective of their food? I know the French sometimes do, but I wouldn't imagine that they'd you know, they would probably sneer at you a bit, but not actually like, you know, shepherd you out from getting the hot sauce in the fridge because you disagree with their condiment preferences. Stop gatekeeping food. Yes. AK Life knows where it's at. Knows where it's at. Never yuck someone else's yum. Yes. Okay, investigator knows where it's at too. All right, so what do you deviants and miscreants, what have you voted on? I want to know. I'm always worried about what you people are going to vote. It always worries me. Yeah. So Pat's just doing some work on research. Yeah, like actual academics do, instead of people that roam around the internet calling other people names. Look, I was just in Angry Atheist stream with Pat. Theus being really rude to Pat. Me trying to explain why academia doesn't take his personal feelings into account when they say things like, one book of the Bible is older than another, even though it follows in the actual book in a sequence. What do you mean by you people? What do you mean by you? You ever thought about that? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that if you're going to be a gracious host, you should allow people to have whatever condiments they please. And yeah, so Poster is a terrible person. The people have spoken. Yeah, no, I think that if you're a host and somebody wants something on there, if they want pineapple on their pizza, if they want tomato sauce on their fries, if they want, they want mayonnaise on their fries. I think that's a European thing, but the mayonnaise is kind of different. My wife is sort of from England and she raves about it. And talking about my wife, I've been trying to sort of set up some interviews lately as well. Actually, Pat coming in reminds me of that. I've got to speak to him at some point about doing an interview or something like that. How do you guys feel about interviews? I kind of, I don't know. People keep bugging me, but I want to have some more diversity on, and some it just seems to be all sort of atheist speakers and sort of white men on at the moment. But I want to get some more diverse people on, and sort of I really like to talk to Afro atheists, because I think her story coming out of Africa, with the area that she was in, which was incredibly religious, and going into um, England, and which has a very low religiosity, is fascinating, and sort of everything that she's learnt. Who puts mayo on a hot dog? You know what? You can ask that question. I would never dream of stopping them, John Rat. And welcome to the stream. And Buster's like, we're all doing research. Yes, Buster. Research with how people can suck. Yes, yes. Okay, next one. Am I the asshole for forbidding my sister to meet my child and telling my wife to butt out of the situation? I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to pass that one again. Am I the asshole for forbidding my sister to meet my child and telling my wife to butt out of the situation? Right. So how bad is your sister? How like, if you've got a kid and your sister absolutely sucks, like your sister's running a cartel or something. I'm sorry, that was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know why your sister would be running a cartel, but are you entitled to sort of say, hey, I don't want you around my child? I think you are. I think that you should, that a blood relation does not entitle them to access to your children. I think that's certainly the case. In fact, being a blood relative doesn't entitle them for access to you. I mean, you try to make allowances for family, but if they suck that much, you don't have a right to see me if you're if you're a drug dealer stealing stuff and things like that. I'm sorry, you may be related to me by blood. You don't have the right to be in my life or my children's lives. Not that I have children, but if they did exist. Why can't he talk to his wife about it? Says Nanalu. Well, that's the second thing. I think his wife is should his wife be entitled to give her opinion? I think so. That's if the wife is actually the girl's mother, right? Is that what we're saying? Let's read on. Let's find out the situation. Context is king or queen or non-gendered monarch of your choice. Context, context, context. So the judgment is pretty much exactly that does not help with context. Pretty much exactly the title suggests. I want context. I will provide context though. Okay, thank you. So I, 28 male, have been married to my wife for 4 years, and we have a 2-year-old son together. Yeah, okay. So how old is the daughter? Is the daughter? Oh, the son. It's the son. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I considered her daughter. Probably because it says sister. I thought the Golden Stitch has a daughter. My older sister Ariel has 2 kids with her husband. She is my only sibling, but we do not speak and haven't since my wedding 4 years ago. Wow, that sounds like one hell of a wedding. What did she do? I want to know what she did at the wedding. Like, screw this story. What did she do at this wedding? My wife knew I had no relationship with my sister or mother whenever we got together, but now it's causing an argument. Okay, so I think he's going to elaborate, or she's going to elaborate. No, whichever's going to, I, 28 male, he's going to elaborate. We were a pretty good typical family until my mum cheated my senior year of high school with a co-worker. Okay. How bad is the child could be the problem, but reasonably the child's father does the right and not necessarily the moral justification. How bad is the child? I don't think the child is the issue here, John, but maybe. I don't know. What, you're protecting your sister from the child? Like, what is this, Damien or something? He's gonna whip out a knife and stab her in the breastbone? What are you saying, John Rapp? I don't understand. My dad moved out immediately and I moved with him. So this is after my mum cheated, my dad moved out. Okay, so broken home. This caused the rift maybe between me and my sister. My sister believed since my mum was sorry and it was a one-time thing, as she claimed, which I for a second don't believe. Okay, so you thought that your mum was loose and your sister's like, well, it was just a mistake. I don't think that's up to you or your sister, to be honest with you. That's really your dad's call. You know, the person that was cheated on and was trying to reconcile through the church. Oh, yeah, there's your problem. There's your problem right there. Reconcile through the church. The church isn't going to say, hey, and John Rapp says, as an alternative, I never assume. No, you're right. You're right, John. It could be that the child is hellspawn and could be a bad influence on the sister. You're absolutely. Look, this is Reddit. Nothing would surprise me at this point. But yeah, the church is never going to say, hey, that woman is terribly bad for you. You are miserable with her. You should get a divorce, right? I wouldn't say never, but that's generally not what churches promote. They're going to promote, hey, reconcile, forgive, because you're Christian. You have to forgive and get back together with her. And they'll keep doing that no matter how many times you are destroyed by people. And it's one of the problems with churches, I think. I think they need to be more realistic about their members instead of this, well, you've got to forgive everything. Some things, I think forgiveness is good, but that doesn't mean that you just preserve the sanctity of marriage because it's some blessed thing. If you're miserable there, you leave. I support your dad doing that if he thought that's best for him. Hello, I'm not even going to try it. KJVAV1611TR. Hello and welcome to the reading room. Preach? Am I preaching? Are they preaching? Yeah, I guess. But they tried to reconcile through the church that me and my dad's refusal to speak to her was somehow wrong. Look, he has a right to be angry. This is the thing. I do think that sometimes you have a right to be angry. You shouldn't forfeit that right. If you've been wronged, your actions are important, but your emotions, you've got to at least acknowledge them. You have a right to be angry, even with people you love. You can love someone and still be angry with them, and that's fine. That's fine. There's no problem with that. What you do with that anger, how you respond to that anger, is important. You can't just run around smashing things, or go off the handle, or yell incoherently. I think understanding it as so anger, there's always a deeper emotion to anger, and it's almost always fear or pain, like being hurt. These two things are what causes that fight and flight response, with the anger being the fight response kind of thing. Sort of understanding that and knowing, okay, I'm angry and that is valid. What's beneath it? What's causing it? And why do I feel that way? Because it never is just anger. Anger doesn't exist. It's a secondary emotion. It's always fear and anger. And in this case, the dad was probably very afraid. His life's being turned upside down by a person that he believes in. And obviously he was hurt. He has a right to that anger. He gets to express that anger. And if he doesn't want to, that's his decision. I think that this person, this golden stitch, is being very unrealistic with something that is a break of trust, a break of trust that is very, very damaging. I was 18 and my sister was 20. Long story, but eventually my sister stopped speaking with my dad. Yeah, no, that's not right. That's not right. I haven't seen my mum since 2016, and we have only spoken once in 2019 when she tried to invite herself to my wedding. Okay, well, that's not cool. She was not invited, but my sister was, out of courtesy. My sister didn't show up, and we have not spoken since. Well, yeah, that's understandable, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of... yeah. My wife knew that when she married me, my only family was my dad and my cousins. She said it was okay and didn't care. So a few months ago, my wife got a call from my sister's husband. I've never met him, and he said that he wanted to start mending the bridge and would like to have me come meet their kids. I said no. Well, then my sister started sending pics of her kids to my wife, and my wife sent pictures back. I told her multiple times I did not like this, and she told me she could send pics to whoever she wants. That's true. I said that if she keeps testing my boundaries, she'll be a single parent really soon. Whoa! Whoa! That's an escalation right there. That escalated quickly. Look, so these ultimatums kind of thing, this is manipulative. This is what this is. I just saying, you get to say if you're angry or upset or thing like, but you don't threaten people. You don't threaten people to, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to do this. She signed up for me as is. Well, no. You don't sign up as is. You don't go, as long as you stay exactly the same, I'll be with you. No, it's kind of a through sickness and health kind of, a sort of ongoing, as you develop, I develop as well. Nothing stays the same. And you got to understand, in even in a marriage where you love and adore the person that you meet and everything, they're gonna change and develop and evolve and stuff, and that's okay. And you're gonna change too, and that's okay. It's all okay. But this sort of, if things don't stay the same, I'm leaving. My wife is saying it's wrong to deprive my son of his family. I said I don't even have a relationship with my sister or Bill. What's Bill? What's Bill? Anyone know who Bill is? Help me out. Is that brother-in-law? Did I get one? Is that brother-in-law? So why should my kid? That doesn't make me feel comfortable at all, and I don't even know these people. Well, that's not a benefit. That's not a plus, right? I don't even know these people. So you've obviously decided that your sister is a bad person based on a hurt in your formative years. Like his formative years, she hurt him really badly. Like he said, he was 18 and she was 20, kind of thing. So you were hurt, and you don't know her. You don't know what she's like. So that's not a reason for you to keep thinking she's horrible, because you've just said you don't know her. Also, any pics she sends me could easily be forwarded to my mum, and she needs to think about that. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. She said she doesn't even understand why my mum can't meet her kid, and that comment alone pissed me off because I've explained my family dramas for years and it feels like she just ignored it. I said she really needs to think about who she wants to appease. Appease? Appease? Do you appease me or do you appease them? Am I morally appeased or them? She's not. She doesn't have to appease you, dude. She's giving her honest opinion. I'm not going to stand for disrespect of my boundaries. I disrespect of my boundaries. Do you think this was learnt off the dad? My dad totally agrees with me and is telling me I should start setting aside money now for an exit strategy because my wife's behavior is exactly how my mum used to act and I should see the warning signs now. Am I the asshole? Yeah, probably. How old are you now? 28. So this was 10 years ago. It's been 10 years. Look, Mm. So it sounds like you're not preventing your child from seeing their aunt and their grandmother because you're doing it in the best interest of the child. Let's get that clear. Like nothing in this suggested. He even said he doesn't know these people, so he's got no idea whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they've learnt things in their life, whether they could be a really good influence on his child. He has no idea. Um, he is doing this because he felt hurt at 18 over something that happened that was very traumatic to him, and he's got a lot of, well, it looks like anger issues at this, which I can understand. However, like you can allow your wife to take your child to see them. You don't have to have a relationship with them. Yeah, it's awkward, but you're kind of making it awkward, mate. So it's going to be awkward. That's what it's going to be. But this is you using your child to reinforce your own anger at them, which isn't right. You can be angry at them all you want, and you can sort of, I don't think it's healthy for you. I think a healthier thing to do would to be to reestablish that relationship, even if it's just on a cautious basis. I think that sort of this unwillingness to forgive is really unhealthy. But you're using your child to punish your family that you feel wronged you. That isn't healthy either. And I don't think sort of what your dad is telling you is particularly healthy at all. Like, have an exit strategy? What is your wife, a battle zone or something? I don't know. It's so weird. Um So yeah, I mean, I get that his dad left his mum. I get all of that. I get that his sister. He feels like, I just sort of, I think 10 years later, I would probably give them another chance, or at least meet them and find out, what they're like, and maybe talk about things. People don't talk about stuff enough. People sort of just go, oh well, I'm just going to ignore it, and it kind of just festers and boils, and these emotions come up at the worst times. People need to talk about this stuff more. Say, hey, you really hurt me. I was really hurt and upset, and I was very, very angry because I was very hurt. What you got to say, Big Ben? Husband is an arsehole for holding a grudge for so long and trying to force his family to share his grudge. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Big Bad Mama. There's no reason the child should not be able to meet his aunt and cousins. Yeah, I agree. I think that if you want to hold a grudge, fine, but don't make your child a part of that grudge holding. Like, why you would do that is beyond me. John Rapp says, reminds me, I had chopped up some chilies soon after I used a knife to slice off a corner of the steak. The cat went into a sneeze. Look, there's no cat abuse on here, John Rapp. So don't fuck with cats. It seems like he has a lot to talk about. Yeah, Nanalu, I agree. It seems like he does have a lot to talk about with them. Theists are often the mindset they're superior, privileged, and or morally better. Yeah, well, the thing is, John, they've got the forgiveness that we don't. So they think that, if they muck up, they're forgiven, and we're not, for some, because of this being that they follow. So they're sort of pure, while we have to wear the weight of our sins because we don't unload them onto some dude who was supposedly crucified 2,000 years ago. I mean, that's just Christians, but you get my point. Not the answer. This was all clearly defined at the beginning of your relationship. Oh, come on, dude. Pretty much what I said. Why do you care? We care because we want what's best for the child. My question is, why don't you want best for the child? And Pat says it's complicated, in my honest opinion. It's as much about the maintenance of current past relationships as it is about the creation of new ones. Yeah, I do see that. But I mean, what is he? I mean, is he worried about his father getting upset if he's seeing his mother again? Is that what we're worried about? I just don't like the way that he's making ultimatums to his wife and trying to use his child to establish this grudge. That's basically. So in this situation, I'd be thinking, what is the best for my child? Like, what's the best thing we can do to, because my parents divorced, so I come from the broken home kind of thing. And it was a rough time. It was a really rough time. There was a lot of confusion and sort of just real hard to come to terms with it. I think that having all the family you can is probably a good thing. I don't know why he wouldn't see that, but it's his choice who he wants to talk to. I absolutely agree with Pat on that. He doesn't have to talk to anybody he chooses. But I think the wife is right in this case, and the wife certainly doesn't need, to. Oh, that was a related story to Maynard. Look, I got to find this story. Then there's nothing I like more than Maynard hurting himself. Just 1 second. So you cut up a few jalapenos for dinner and forgot not to touch my face. I feel like my well done. Yeah, no, you can't do that, Maynard. That will give you the ring of fire. And not the right one either. Evidently, the only relationship I knew was mum and sis. Yeah, I mean, the sister is a bit blasé about cheating, but, you know. The one boundary he has made clear. Yeah, no, he did make the boundary clear. I gotta admit. Wow, what are you writing, an essay? Look, this Hope Unknown is writing an essay for it. I'm not reading that. Get out of here. I'm not reading that. I just want not the asshole. Your mother broke your family the moment she started to cheat, and your right to go to non-contact with her. If your sister didn't attend your wedding, you earn your right to go non-contact with her. Your wife is disrespecting you. Well, I don't think so. If this was the other way around, your father cheating with your mum and you going and see the, no, I don't think my opinion would change if it was the other way around. I think if the father cheated, the family broke up, and your husband, hang on, I got to reverse the sexes for everything here. And if your husband wanted to see the child's grandfather and uncle with, you know, I think that would be, I would say the same. No, the dad's heist is unhinged. Secretly preparing an exit strategy is not step one of resolving conflict. Yes, that's right. Look, that's kind of, what do they call it? That's kind of um, what do you call it? When you have a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You start preparing an exit strategy, you're not going to be committed to the relationship, and it probably is going to end up with you exiting. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, you know, oh, hello, Hannah. Oh, Hannah, I love you. You're awesome. Hannah is amazing. And Surgeon General, who says that smoking kills, and so does liking this stream. Um, we travel like a pack of wolves. They really do. And I gotta say, you know, like, Hannah is the alpha. I gotta say, um, you know, I've been amagued by her many a time. So uh, wrap your head around that. I don't know if you should be reading OP's comments wanting to start over and make a new family. What? What are you linking me? The plot thickens, chat. The plot thickens. Thickening plot. What's with the single parent today? Are you seriously willing to leave your child over this? I'm aware how courts work. Given I make more money but have less family support and a more demanding job, I'll get every other weekend custody. So she needed to be prepared for that if she keeps on playing these games. Wow, dude. Yeah, well, there goes any sympathy I had for the original poster. Yeah. Yeah. Did I do the poll? Do I suck? Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole here? No, I did do the poll. Yeah, no, he has lost the plot. Dude, you probably need something on anger. This is definitely above Reddit's pay grade. Look, Course So Hard, that's the best sensible thing I've ever seen. You need to seek out therapy for your parents' divorce and couples counseling for you and your wife. Okay, chat. Look, that is totally true. That is totally true. Yes, You probably need some couples therapy to work out this ultimatums and absolute anger you've got at everything going on. Look, I understand. Look, the OP is yeah, your anger towards your mother and sister overwhelms your entire post. Oh wow, yeah, no, this is look, with anger, it's always something else. Don't forget this poster is hurt and scared, really scared. The sort of the fact that he thinks that his wife is going to cheat on him like his husband. I'm gonna. What am I doing? That that needs to go to the top. Absolutely. Look, therapy isn't a dirty word. I've had therapy. Most people have had therapy. It's I know when both my parents died close together, I needed therapy, not just wanted, needed therapy. It was rough. It was rough. And there's no shame in going and seeing somebody and talking and using look, it's kind of like as our society has progressed, we now have certain tools like psychoanalysis and certain therapy types that can help our minds cope with the like, let's be honest, the sheer brutality of life. Like it's harsh. Um, Seeing somebody and using these tools, like what if you had something else hurt, if you had a laceration, why would you prevent yourself from going to see a doctor? All I'm saying is that you shouldn't prevent yourself from going seeing a therapist if you are hurt or in pain or upset or anything like that. Like why would you deny yourself a tool of science that has been developed over a long time and is very useful? Okay, so yeah, I mean, oh god, now this post, like this poll is shouting at me. Yeah, I put in there, does poster need anger management? I actually think that he does. I think that he needs therapy. I think that he needs to resolve his anger towards his mother and sister. I honestly think that he does. I think that he does. He's full of rage and anger and really he's afraid and in pain. Really tragic. I'm so sorry for you, poster. But taking it out on your wife is not gonna help you. Not gonna help you at all. All right, maybe something happier. Am I the arsehole for refusing to pay a restaurant bill? Did you eat? Did you get the check? I came in a bit late. I'm gonna vote someone is awful. That's all right. That hasn't stopped anyone before, Surgeon General. Like seriously, people vote random stuff all the time. Hello, Dweezil. I didn't see you there. Is it not both of them's child? Oh, the last one. Yeah. So, it's both of their child, but it's the man's family and the woman, the wife's family in law. So, if you're kind of making it that, but it is the child's family. I want to make that clear. The child, it is their aunt and their grandmother. So it's just not the wife's blood relation, if you want to um, like that. Oh, hello, Caterpillar. They are one of the best people in the world. Hello, Caterpillar. It's so great to see you. Thank you for joining me. And everybody else, enjoy chat. They're very feisty today. Maybe you can keep them in line. Watch out for that Hannah. She's trouble. Am I the arsehole for refusing to pay a restaurant? Well, but now I want to know the details. I went to a restaurant with my family, and once we received the bill after eating, there was an 8% dining fee of the total bill. Wait, what's a dining fee? Does anyone know what a dining fee is? I'm not really familiar with that. We were a table. Could someone explain that to me? What's a dining fee? Is that like an admin fee or something? What is that? Is that the tip? You guys tip, right? In the US? We were a table of 3, so this was not gratuity or a tip. We have them on public holidays. Oh, that makes sense. I told the waitress to remove it because this wasn't gratuity, nor was there a sign posted anywhere about this. Well, that's a bit, that's a bit. The waitress told me she cannot remove it since the payment system now defaults to include it in all bills, and she said it's not that much anyway. Yeah, that's not the point. That's not the point. What? Why? They've got to explain to you why it's in the bill. What the hell is a dining fee? Usually from a large group, says Natalie. I don't know, but they're a group of 3, so they weren't a large group either. Seems like a scam. Yeah, it does seem like a scam. Yeah, no, I agree, Caterpillar. We have them on public holidays, absolutely. But they will tell you that. They'll just say, hey, we charge an extra, I think it's usually 10% or whatever on a public holiday. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's not, um, you know, it's not just a random amount because 8% because of reasons. I told her this wasn't the issue. The issue is that they are charging us and disclosing to customers and then being condescending in their comments. Well, that last bit you didn't need to add, but yeah, like I must admit, I would probably put my foot down and say, hey, I'm not paying it until you explain what the charge is for. It's not that much anyway. That's not the point. The point is you're charging for something and I don't know what it is. I told her if it's not that much, I wonder if she wants that amount removed from her hourly wage. Yeah, no, you don't need to say that. You don't need to say that. Look, this is just some person working in a restaurant that basically, ad parking. This is just a restaurant. She's probably just been told, hey, this fee is added. Just go out, just do it. There's no need to sort of say that kind of thing. Just ask to speak to the manager if she doesn't know what the charge is. Just say, hey, look, I understand that you don't know what the charge is. Can you get a manager to come and explain this charge for me, kind of thing? Thank you. Look, it's probably not great to go off on the manager as well, but the manager is there to handle the complaint kind of thing. If the person there cannot handle it. So, just remember the lowest person, that they don't get to decide any of this stuff. They've got nothing to do with it. They're just showing up and working their ass off for a wage. Don't go off at them. If you're going to go off at somebody, go off at the manager who's running the place, because they actually do have a say in what's going on. Not the poor person that has no say whatsoever. She rolled her eyes, yeah, well, don't blame her, and walked away. Once the manager came, she explained that they forgot to put the sign up and this was a new fee, but we expected to pay it. Yeah, so if they forgot to put the sign up, it's tough. Yeah, absolutely, Caterpillar. Please be kind to the wait staff. Yeah, they haven't done anything. They're just waiting tables. It's see the manager and then be really crappy towards them if you want. Probably best not to be, but hey, once the manager came, she explained they forgot to put the sign up this on a new fee. It said pay it. Yeah, see, that wouldn't fly in Australia. That wouldn't fly. If you don't have the sign up, it's not going to happen. You're not allowed to do that. The consumer code says that you must put a sign up for all additional charges. I refused, and she said she would call the police for theft if we dine and dash. But you're paying for the meal. Call the police. Call the police. I told her I was refusing to pay a fee they never disclosed, which was bad business managed, and they should have just increased the price of the food rather than add hidden fees. The hidden fees part is right. Increase the price of the food. You can't really tell them how to run their business. The manager told me I can either cooperate and pay or she'll call the cops. We ended up paying the bill, and I left the restaurant with all of their silverware in my purse. Wow, that's just petty. Like, seriously? I mean, you stole their cutlery, which probably isn't even worth very much. They probably have, like, they probably don't really care that much. You don't want the silverware. You're just being an asshole. You're just being an asshole. You've spoken really nastily to the wait staff. Yeah, I mean, speak to the manager. That's fine. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Sorry, I'm inclined to agree, Big Bad Mama. Everyone's the asshole. Yeah, no, they wouldn't get that in the great land of Oz. They if you don't have a sign up saying or have on the menus or have something somewhere clearly about a charge, you're out of luck. There is no way. But I think in these cases it's best to like pay it and then make a complaint. So the word that I want to give you is escalation. You escalate things upwards. If that's the manager's final word, you're sort of, well, I want to speak to the owner or whoever your manager is. You escalate upwards. There's no point in sort of, getting into a shouting match with somebody. I mean, you can, and look, somebody, John Rapp. It was John Rapp. It's always John Rapp. Just made the best comment. How you ask will often guide how you are answered. Absolutely true. Truest statement never said. So I am a great fan of this comment. For a start, you can tell I'm getting all shrill about it. Secondly, I've worked for companies with an insane amount of bureaucracy. Nothing cuts through bureaucracy like kindness and sort of just a reasonableness and sort of a politeness kind of thing. Oh, you're so polite. Yeah, I've learnt to be, because that's how you get results. Like, yelling at people will just make them act like an ass towards you. Being politely insistent is how you get through that red tape. I have to agree with Caterpillar and Big Bad Mama. I'm with Big Bad Mama too, Catter. 100%. Yes. I'm on board. I'm on board the big bad train. Absolutely. Everybody sucks. Everybody sucks. Everyone sucks here. You for the silverware. Well, I don't think it's just the silverware. Also for speaking to hospitality, like base level staff like that. Seriously. Yeah, see, look, if you don't want to do that, you're under no obligation to leave a tip. Do you think this happened in the US? Do you think this happened in the US? Yeah, no, I've heard that the bureaucracy in government, and including military agencies, Maynard saves is a bit crazy. Yeah, but I mean, I worked for a telecommunications company that dealt with the government for their, trenching and cabling and all of that kind of stuff. The regulations on stuff, and it's there's nothing like bureaucracy for government. It's fun times. It's like navigating a labyrinth. It's incredible. Hannah says stealing from the restaurant is not a good thing to do. It makes you a thief and you lose all moral high ground. Yeah, yeah. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. I hear you, Hannah. There are always small victories, but not huge defeats. Yeah, true, Maynard. You've got to sort of take those little victories, and the 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. Just that very small. Okay, well they'll do that for you, and then just keep going. Like, it's just an exercise in patience, Maynard. I hear you, mate. It's just an exercise in patience. Look, if you did not want to do that, you're on no obligation to leave a tip. You could have. Okay. So here's the problem. I know that wait staff rely on those tips to survive, and I hate that. You know what I hate about that? You know what I hate the most? That wait staff gets punished sometimes. Not sometimes. I totally get that it's their fault, the wait staff's fault, but they could work as a metaphorical angel in that job, and because of what the restaurant's policy is, they don't get a tip, right? Because this guy, if he's angry, he's not going to leave a tip for them because he's angry at the restaurant. But that's not the wait staff. The wait staff don't have control over that. So the big thing in the US that drives me crazy when I hear about their tipping system is that the ground level wait staff pay for the inadequacies in the company, and that annoys me. They shouldn't be paying for that. That sucks. They may have no control over what they do or what they can allow, and you're basically punishing them instead of punishing the restaurant. It kind of sucks, quite frankly. Normally, I'd leave. OP says rude. Normally, I'd leave a small tip. Maybe no tip was ready to go. The server wasn't rude. Come on, they just probably knew it was a piece of crap policy, and they're stuck in between a rock and a hard place. OP should have called management blood. Yeah, I think they should have. Yeah, yes, I think they should have got them to call the cops as well. Call the cops. I will pay everything but that 8% fee. If you want to call the cops, you can call the cops. But you know, yeah, this mystery fee I'm not paying until you explain what it is and how you notified of it before I ate. You can't just add it on the bill after the fact. And the police would probably say, yeah, that's true. Where is your notification of this bill? Good evening, Megan. It's good to see you. It's only 11:18 here, but let's pretend it's evening. I do not have your patience, Mark, which is probably reason to judge on. Look, it's definitely learnt. I got a hot temper at times. I used to be an angry young man. I used to be very angry. I would go off in a second. I've had to learn a lot through the years. I'm kind of really proud of sort of where I started and where I've got to. I'm really sort of proud of that. I'm sort of happy about that, and I'm absolutely. I love to see all of you. It's really nice. You're all amazing people. The fuck is a dining fit? Yeah, no, I hear. I hear. Yeah, and you can vote with your feet. I get that. I get that you're standing up for principle. So what do you think, guys? Like, is it who sucks? I mean, obviously the restaurant, and well, you might not think that. I'm not going to pollute your view. I think I'm going to just let you vote how you vote. Everyone is a complete ass. It's because I am chatting at you from the future. Wait, where are you? I'm 8 hours plus. You can't be in the future. You can't be in the future. That's impossible. Unless you're in Europe. Are you in Europe, Megan? Are you like in Germany or something? What's going on here? I thought you were in the US. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I agree with you, chat. Everyone sucks. Everyone sucks. Yeah, I'm in the future. Yes. Yes, I am the superior being talking from the future. Oh, God, the ads. Um, okay, well, I'll do one more because I'm really enjoying this, and these are insane. Like, what did I stumble into? What the hell? Latin Rochelle. Latin Rochelle. I like your picture. I do like your picture. That's kind of a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of thing. A sort of what's the Day of the Dead? Santa Bon Muerto. That was the worst Spanish I've ever heard. I'm so sorry. Um, am I the asshole for telling my neighbor to fuck off after she demanded I clean her house? Probably not. I mean, English is my second language, so I apologize in advance for any mistake. I am a Latina woman married to an American man, and we live in a small community in Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Where else would it be? Well, it sounds like if you're Latina, it sounds like she was being racist, right? When most people are nice and kind to me. Well, sure. I mean, you know what? Most US people are very nice. Are very nice. Most US people. Yeah, no, I got you, John. You're ahead of me. You're in the future. You're in the double future. Um, for context, I love cleaning. Okay. I like trying new products just for fun. Sure, a couple of times I've offered to clean other people's houses free of charge just to help them. That's so nice of you. That is really nice. Among them, a widow who recently lost her husband of 50 years, a neighbor who had a baby, and a 3-year-old daughter. Another neighbor who had a car accident. I go to their houses and I clean for them once or twice a week. A few days ago, I was sitting on my couch where I heard someone knocking on my door. It was odd because we have a doorbell. I opened the door, and this lady, around 40 years old, who I've seen a couple of times, said, "It took you a while to open the door." What? 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 I'll take 2 hours to open the door. It's my bloody door. Like, what are you talking about? I looked at her like I didn't understand what she said, and I only mumbled, "Huh?" You have a patience of a saint. What? She then asked me in the most entitled tone, "I want to know when you are going to clean my house for free." At this point, I was trying not to laugh, and I asked her, "Why would I do that?" She then proceeded to mention all the houses in the neighborhood I've cleaned, and she wanted to know exactly why I hadn't been to her house yet. Oh, no, no problem, Maynard. It was good to see you, mate. You're watching the menu. I do want to see that. I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. Big snowstorm. Well, be well, Maynard. Journey well. Much love to you and yours. Have fun. Have fun. I've heard it's a really good movie, so have fun. She then yelled at me, yes, yelled loud enough to make my next door neighbor come outside to see what is going on. She was yelling at me because I wasn't replying to her. What? So she's just standing on your doorstep, screaming at you to clean her house for free. Is this neighbor drunk? Is she drunk or high or something? What is going on? I was still trying to process how on earth this woman thought she had the right to come to my house and demand I clean her house for free. I just said, I'm never going to clean your house. I am not the neighborhood's maid. I've only helped a few people. Yeah, right on. She then demanded I help her. At this point, I had enough, so I just said, fuck off and closed the door. Yeah, right on. Look, your neighbor is lucky that's all you said. Later that day, when my husband got home, she ran to him and told him I am a rude person and how I yelled at her. When I explained to him what happened, she told me I shouldn't have talked to her like that and next time I should be nicer. No. Look, I still think this is borderline racist. You're just assuming that this Latino will clean your crap for free. I don't think this is even close, to be honest with you. You're not an asshole at all. Like, I mean, I hate to bring up Australia again, but you would be lucky if that's all you got in Australia for doing that. The neighbor is an asshole demanding free service. Should explain the situation, politely said no instead of escalating the situation. Well, that's true, Big Bad Mama. That's true. And in a perfect life, that might be the case. I don't think that makes them an asshole, though. Look, I understand that you guys are a bit like in the US, I guess, a bit more precious about language, but that's just a friendly dismissal in Australia. I don't think she could have handled it better, granted, but I don't think it makes her an asshole. I think if she's being yelled at, so she did explain it. I'm never going to clean your house. I'm not the neighborhood's maid. I've only helped a few people. She demanded that do these people exist? This sounds so entitled, so entitled. Well, I'm sorry, but this is just privilege coming out of her pores. Like, I don't really use that word a lot, but what the? Like, okay, so Big Man Mama, could you imagine like going to your neighbor's front door, knocking on it, and then yelling at them to clean your house? Right? Just imagine that scenario with your neighbors. All right. So imagine going over there, knocking on the door, they open it and go, what do you want? And you yell at them. Unfortunately, this kind of thing happens all the time here in the US. How? Oh. Look, she can clean whoever houses she wants. It's her time, her effort. Yeah, I honestly think that if the person had taken no for an answer and sort of said, okay, well, I'll go, but I think you should, I would agree. But if you've said no and refused to, and then you're still being yelled at, I think at that point, um, you're not an asshole for just telling them to fuck off. Like, seriously. I think that you're well within your rights to start using profanity after that. She's innocent. She could have just closed the door. Yeah, that's true. That's true. She could have, but I think that the neighbor is so far out of line. Like, she is so far beyond the line of civil conduct that I don't blame the person for taking that reaction. Probably wouldn't have been my reaction, but I don't blame her. I think she's well within her rights to take an angry reaction. And Hannah says the audacity of the neighbor to even come over and ask, let alone demand and yell at her, is crazy. Yeah, I agree. The husband just added salt to the wound by not supporting his wife. She didn't deserve that. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I think the husband should have said, hey, I understand why you got angry at her. That is rude, uncivil, and borderline racist. Can I just mention that again? Like, would she have done that to a white person? Big Man Mama says, you tell somebody to fuck off here and it could be trouble. Everyone is armed. Look, this is the thing. Being afraid of people because they have guns shouldn't be the why you do behavior or don't do behavior. That's not fair. Yeah, you know how I feel about that. I don't like the entire, like, everybody's armed and dangerous in the US kind of thing. I don't like that myself. Yeah, yeah, he could fuck off to and go clean that lady's house himself. Yes, I'm upvoting that. I am upvoting that comment. If your husband thinks it's so important, reminds me people love to sew as a hobby. All of a sudden, people come. No, you know what it reminds me of? Like, don't forget sewing as a hobby. Try working in IT, right? You try working in IT and then see how many people come out of the woodwork to ask you to do things that have absolutely nothing to do with your field. Like, I've had people ask me to design websites, kind of thing. I've had people ask me to, fix their email, which is my field. Yes, I can do that. But, just random people. And you can always tell because you'll sort of say what you do and they're like, oh, you work in IT. I had this problem the other day, never got it sorted out. Big pregnant pause in the middle as oh, hello, Ozian. So good to see you. Um, big pregnant pause for people to say, hey, can you help me with my IT problem? People asking me to help them with Photoshop. And I know nothing about Photoshop. Just because I work in IT doesn't mean I can help you with literally every program on the planet. Every single program on the planet. All right, I'm getting triggered. Wow. I view it as volunteering. Yeah, some people volunteer at soup kitchens. The poster likes to volunteer in people's homes. Also, I'm Latina. I fully understand the undertones of racism that could be happening here, but I don't think all neighbors view her as the cleaning lady. I think they probably view her as an angel from heaven. They appreciate her. No, I don't think everybody does. I just think that um, um, that neighbor who's demanding they clean her house isn't acknowledging her worth as a person. Now, that might be racist. It might be because she's Latina. It might be for another reason. Maybe that neighbor just doesn't acknowledge other people's worth in their time. Maybe. But she's not doing it. So if she gets sworn at, I cannot blame the person swearing for that. Yeah, I think Reddit's on the posters side. Whose side are you on? What did you vote? I want to know. Poster is innocent. Yeah. You know what? I've agreed with you guys on every single poll so far. That's got to be some sort of record, right? I never agree with you people. When's the last time I told a stranger off in public? Big bad mama. F off in public. Oh, I certainly have. Oh, yeah. Probably, what would it be? I don't know. Probably about a year ago. A lot depends on tone over here. Like you can say fuck off, like it's no problem. Um, um, a lot of it is tone though. If you can do it in a lighthearted tone, no problem. If you're being serious, you're going to get a few raised eyebrows. But it's not the big thing it is over there. Like it really isn't. Over here it's it can be a big deal. I guess it depends on the like in the workplace, definitely, right? So if you're in the workplace, then it would probably not be considered acceptable behavior by your company. um in the street, it's kind of, it's just Australians being Australians kind of thing. It's not a great deal. um but as I said, a lot of it has got to do with tone. Piss off is my favorite. Piss off, you wanker. Yeah, you love it, Natalie. I know you do. So the wife gets 3 mentions: wife, maidservant, and okay. Oh, that's the commandment. The neighbor is a sinner. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's maidservant or thy neighbor's ass. Yeah. Um. Me, I haven't angrily. Very recently, my wife has. Because I'm just for the simple reason that I'm a large, 6'3" man, and she's on a small side woman, who got hassled a little bit. So um, it's not that unusual. Big bad mama. Um, yeah, and I've certainly said it before. I've certainly said it before to people. Maybe a few years ago now, but at the train station, some guy was hassling me. It's like, fuck off. It happens. It happens. But yeah, it's not like every day I'm going out, telling people that. But yeah, I just don't think it's as big a deal over here than it is in America. I don't think. But maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe I've just been insulting people all my life and not known Big Bad Mama. Maybe I'm the arsehole. You ever considered that? Actually, I do want to apologize again for last week. I was in late. And we all decided I am the arsehole for that one. Absolutely. Look, even I voted for me being the arsehole on that one. Like, totally. But thank you so much for joining me. As I said, I might rename this segment to Read Between the Lines, because Bree from Hive Science is amazing and comes up with magnificent names. She is just incredible. And you know what? I'm gonna post her channel link. Oh, the other thing that I totally forgot to do. Richard was trying to get a and what I'll do is I'll put this up. I'll talk for a little bit more. But I do have a link that I wanted to put up. It's a fundraiser for a girl called Addie, and she's going through neuroblastoma, which is sort of a brain cancer. And I totally forgot to put this up earlier, so I've failed in my my civic duty again, which I feel very bad about. But I'm gonna put this up and pin it. If you can spare anything at all, it would be great if you did so. So Lil Addie's sort of trying to sort of survive this, and it's really important. I can thank Richard Madsen for that one, who's trying to get this started and around. Which he's a wonderful guy. I can't disagree. I disagree with him on everything, but he is a really wonderful guy, and he's trying to get Adeline Rockwell some money. Even if you can donate like a couple of dollars, that's fantastic. So if you can do that. If you can't, totally understandable. No pressure. Just cancer is one of those things that we as humans, we all have to deal with. I don't know somebody whose life hasn't been affected by cancer. My mother died of breast cancer. I've known multiple people. Skin cancer is a big thing in Australia, and for this poor little 2-year-old, it's But I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want to make you feel bad. I think that if you can, please do so, but only if you can. Don't give anything that you can't afford, please. I really do want to thank you all for joining me. I know there's a few people that are regulars, and I want to thank you for always being here and spending time with me, even when I'm horrendously late. I'm trying to get more debates set up. I hope the Ultimate Debate Championships for Tangang. If you're not familiar with Tangang, actually, I'll post their link. Tangang's they've been around for a while now, and Pat, who was in earlier, is part of the Tangang, as well as Dr. Josh and Dr. Kip. So they have some really good stuff going on, and I hope that I can get on their debate championships. I think the first one I would love to do, 2 topics have come up. One is gun control, and the other is the death penalty, which I feel very strongly about. I'm very anti-gun, and I'm very anti-death penalty. So that's my stances, and I'll certainly be arguing that. But it should be a really fascinating debate. And again, Tang's having trouble getting theists on there. So if you do meet a theist that wants to debate, direct them towards Tangang. They're going to be hosting debates. I'd love to get Standing for Truth on a evolution debate on there. I really want to have that debate with Donnie. But again, don't stalk him, pester him. Feel free to ask him if he'll debate, but don't make his life hard, because that's not what we're here to do. So I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been really good, actually. I feel very, very happy, and very I feel great about this segment. I know that there's 10 people and a dog watching. That's fine. I'm good with that. It's just it's kind of the quality of the people, and you guys are just fantastic, and I've enjoyed it so much. So I'm going to go. I want to actually, before I do, I want to talk to you about sort of where I want to take this channel, because I sort of want to do things that other people aren't, and maybe that's sort of ego on my part, or maybe it's sort of just anti going with the crowd. I just don't want to do the same things everybody else is doing. So I'm not sure how to sort of address that. I don't know. I'd like to do open rooms. I'd like to do a call line, but I don't want it just to be, copying somebody else's stuff. Even this is copying somebody else's stuff. So I'd like to do something that's got a bit more novelty to it, I guess. But, if you've got any suggestions or recommendations or something you'd like to see, not debates, because honestly, I'm trying to get as many debates as I can. Trust me on this. I'm really trying to push for debates. But if there's something else that you think would be fun or we could do leave a comment and let me know. I always read my comments. Even if I don't respond, I always read them. So, anything you say, I will read, even if it's nasty, hurtful stuff. Please don't leave nasty, hurtful stuff. If you do have to leave nasty, hurtful stuff, make sure it's constructive, nasty, hurtful stuff. But love you so much. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourself and each other. And I will see you in the next one. And do subscribe if you're not subscribed for more fun. But all the best. Until next time.